Okay, I'm going to put a statement out there, and I just want you guys to talk about it, debate it, whether you agree, don't agree. The statement that Tupac passed away over a death row medallion. If you think that's true, false, accurate, not accurate.
Well, ultimately, that was the cause, yes, but it was bigger than that. You know, the game banging, or the, as James would say, putting the hand on a G from another side of the town. I know that's the position James has always taken for me listening to him. But ultimately, that's what caused Trayvon Lane to go and, in my opinion, from talking to Trey and knowing how they usually get down, speak to his big homies and say, hey, there's the dude over there that me, K-Dub, and I forget the other guy's name, Little Mo, got into it with, I'm not saying he said that, but that's what he meant, got into it at the Lakewood Mall and tried to take my chain at the mall. Tupac heard that and took off, showing his being loyal how he is. Everybody want to say Tupac this, Tupac that. I look at Tupac Shakur as being a loyal motherfucker. And he was at the point proving his loyalty to, I'm not even going to say the mob. I'm going to say to Trayvon, Suge, Buntry, and Neckbone.
Well, say the mob. That's the motherfucking mob right there.
Okay. Well, then I'll say the mob.
Okay.
But there were other guys that hung around death row that went from the mob.
All of those guys that was there.
That's correct.
And that crowd, you can watch the video.
And they were mob.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But I think he was really showing his allegiance to them. Because that's who he hung around the most.
Okay.
My opinion. Okay.
Okay. All of that led up to the medallion, the fight when they tried to snatch the medallion at the mall. When you said at the MGM, when the fight happened, everybody in the hood know if you got into it with somebody and I saw them again, you knew the intention is tension. Yeah. He should have just took off.
Could he do that? Let me ask you this, James. Being a guy of the stature that James is, you have a bigger stature, and no disrespect to Trey, than Trey did. And a situation like that has been a little homie. If he would have wanted to start some shit like that, at an event like that, where we were at, I think he would have got disciplined.
Is that from what standpoint? If you already had the situation at the mall when a nigga trying to put paws on you and rob you, now I see you again.
You better take off.
It's Bloods against Crips.
I got that.
So it ain't no conversation. It's this you done bought him already.
Yeah.
So how you gonna get disciplined for fighting what they call that shit today? Your ops
at the event
at the MGM.
Yeah.
What should have happened is Tupac then would have got the fuck out the way, or he would have entertained it and joined in, like the rest of them did.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Now everybody.
You don't think he was coming back for permission then?
He better not have.
Okay, I got you. I'm not in no game, so you would know better than me.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm just saying, but take your status from him.
Trayvon, you don't need no status.
Gotcha.
You just being you.
Okay.
Man, I'm a man, that dude jumpy.
You got to remember, we called him youngster. We gave
But we got little homies don't listen to shit. They take off.
Okay. All right.
Taking off is a protocol. Taking off, especially if you did me, if you tried to rob me, the homies ain't got nothing to say about that.
Okay.
I'm finna come get you. And when it should have been on from right there. Orlando was standing by himself. Yeah. Now, if you really in this shit, go get him.
All right.
And if you was getting your ass whooped, you already know you got all your big homies right there.
Yeah.
So the ass whooping ain't gonna last no more than a minute.
Okay.
Nigga, if you can't take an ass whooping for a minute, nigga.
I always took it like he was getting permission.
No.
Okay.
No. With nobody giving or getting permission Do you know what caused a lot of shit happened after that chain incident?
Yeah. Oh.
Man, that caused all kind of shit.
Division. Yeah.
Motherfuckers was in uproars. What? They what? Now it's on. So when that situation happened, it should have been just that individual. My nigga, this is fool that woo woo woo. Now you could go tit for tat. Okay, they jumped us. We was outnumbered. So let's go jump them.
What was that? We gotta research that one day. One of you motherfuckers in the comment section, tell me, because I know you Google motherfuckers be knowing. What's the time limit from the ledge? Not the ledge. The incident at the Lakewood Mall and the shooting of Tupac. If y'all can tell us that, just so we'll know. And
they
we're
gonna be looking up that shit for nothing because the situation at the Lakewood Mall, they didn't put no time on it.
Somebody know.
Well, the average street gang fight ain't no more than 4 minutes.
No, I ain't talking about the time limit. I'm talking about when it happened. Like if it happened in May or if it happened in April. I just want to know. Yeah. Oh, it was July, so that was fairly new. Okay.
Goddamn, John, you quick.
Well, John be knowing, I tell you. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so from the time that happened, just imagine all the shit that went right after that. From that day.
Okay.
From that same day.
I don't remember no shootings from that time. Or hearing about.
Okay, I don't remember none either. But I know it was on.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm gonna say that. Okay. It was on and cracking. So the tension was, it was there like a motherfucker. Okay. All the way up until everybody going to Vegas to 662.
Gotcha.
And then hearing that they say, oh, we coming up there, we going to the club and, okay, bring your ass.
Gotcha.
So the MGM shit happened. From that point, Tupac and Suge should have been out of the situation because Suge is the first person that, listen to me, Suge is the first person, the boss, should have been informed, we finna get this motherfucker.
And that's what I'm saying Trayvon did. When he went over there and say, hey, those the niggas that try to give me, I think he was coming to ask permission. That's my whole point.
No, that asking permission or saying what I'm finna do is two different things.
I'm using that word permission. I don't know. I wasn't there. How the statement was said. Other than Trayvon always says to me, personally, I was talking to my big homies.
Let me talk to Trayvon. Right. Trayvon, I know you would agree with me. You didn't need permission to take off on anybody after a motherfucker tried to rob you. Okay. From the opposite hood, from your ops, what they call them or whatever, you didn't need permission to take off. You see him, that nigga tried to rob me for my chain, that nigga from the south, woo woo, take off. Everything else gonna follow. Everything else. So ain't no rules in being dirty and none of that shit in this gang shit. It happened to me, it's gonna happen to you. So that's all he had to do. But I would have told the boss, nigga, I'm gonna kick some shit up.
And I believe that's what he was doing.
No, if he'd have did that, because if he'd have went and told Bunch of them that, Bunch of them would have either said, no, not in here. Or, nigga, let's get him.
Yeah, one of the two. Bunchy would have said, not here. I know Bunchy. Bunchy is more calculated. Well, but he would fight though, so yeah.
Who?
Bunchy.
Yeah.
Bunchy would fight someone.
You see him in the motherfucker.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is it was handled wrong. Okay. It was handled wrong. And then you got 8, 9 motherfuckers jumping on one man. Everybody know that y'all gonna be bleeding more than him. Cause you hitting and kicking your goddamn self.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. It don't look like he was that hurt.
You ain't never been in a motherfucking what they call that shit?
Stump out?
Yeah.
I ain't never been stumped out. I told you I ain't never lost a fight.
Well,
a fair one.
If you ain't never been in one, you get the fuck up and everybody else bleeding and you think you done hit that.
Well, then that's why a lot of people, you playing into the conspirators, why they say,
I ain't
they said
shit.
Some bullshit. They said he wasn't that hurt. Don't look like he was that hurt out there.
I'm keeping it.
Now, PPD do say that they went to the hospital. I ain't never been to an emergency room hospital.
You know what?
They say. But,
from all the kicks and all that shit, he could have been bruised up.
Yeah.
I didn't see his body or none of that after the fact. What I'm saying is, I done been in a lot of
But I know adrenaline.
By more than one nigga fighting a nigga, and then all his homies come in. So let's say packed out or whatever you want to call it. If you live in this gang life and ain't never been beat up or never been rushed, ain't never been touched or never had a fight, what you bragging about? What you talking about?
Yeah.
You can't talk to me about that shit if you ain't never did it.
Good point.
Or it never happened. So it was just too many in the situation, and it didn't have to be that way.
Okay.
It didn't have to be that way. And then only like maybe 3 of them knew who and knew Orlando. Trey was one of them.
Yeah.
You know, that knew he was with it. Was he ready to go up against that again? They done touched hands together.
I will say no because.
No, I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say that. Trayvon will fight.
Oh yeah. I ain't never take Trey Gangster from him.
Okay, so I don't know about all that, but
I said I ain't.
I know.
I ain't. Yeah.
I know Trayvon.
Yeah.
I know Trayvon. So Trayvon, what I'm saying to you is, you knew at that point you should have took off on without saying shit because of the situation at the mall. And you don't need no big homie to tell you what you have to do. We didn't have and never had
hierarchy.
leaders or someone to call those shots.